Story of the Daniel Boone Bigfoot Encounter. Hello fellow cryptid lovers, here is an extended version of the story of Daniel Boone and his encounter with the Yahoo, aka Bigfoot, with details and historical context to create a fuller picture of this fascinating blend of history and folklore. Daniel Boone was born on November 2, 1734, in a log cabin in Berks County, Pennsylvania. He grew up in a Quaker family and learned the ways of the frontier from an early age, honing his skills as a hunter and tracker. By the mid-1760s, Boone had moved to North Carolina, where he continued to explore the American wilderness, gradually gaining a reputation as an expert woodsman. In 1769, Boone led an expedition through the Cumberland Gap into the rich and fertile land of Kentucky. This area was known for its abundant wildlife and resources, making it an ideal place for hunting and settlement. Boone's explorations were crucial in opening up Kentucky to future settlers, and he played a key role in establishing the famous Wilderness Road. The year 1782 was a tumultuous one on the American frontier. The Revolutionary War was nearing its end, but conflicts with Native American tribes and British forces continued. It was during this period that Boone purportedly had his encounter with the Yahoo, a creature that has since become part of Bigfoot lore. Boone was deep in the Kentucky wilderness, scouting for game and potential sites for new settlements. He was known for his solitary treks into the forest, often spending weeks at a time navigating the rugged terrain. One day, while moving through a dense part of the forest, Boone heard strange noises. The sounds were unlike anything he had encountered before. They were deep animalistic growls and heavy footsteps that seemed to shake the earth. Boone's initial glimpse of the creature came as he approached a small clearing. There, standing amidst the trees, was a massive, hairy figure. Boone later described the creature as standing over 7 feet tall, covered in thick, dark hair, and possessing a human-like face with wild, piercing eyes. The creature's sheer size and presence were intimidating. Boone's heart raced as he observed the Yahoo from a distance. His instincts as a hunter and survivalist kicked in. He knew that such a creature could be incredibly dangerous. Boone had faced bears, wolves, and hostile Native American tribes, but this encounter felt different. It was otherworldly. As Boone watched, the Yahoo seemed to sense his presence. It turned its gaze toward him, letting out a deafening roar that went ringing through the forest. Boone, realizing that he had been spotted, decided he had to act quickly. He raised his flintlock rifle, aiming for the creature's broad chest. The creature began to move toward him, each step heavy and deliberate. Boone steadied his aim and fired. The shot rang out, and the creature let out a pained howl before collapsing to the ground. Boone cautiously approached the fallen beast, his rifle at the ready. Upon closer inspection, he was struck by the creature's humanoid features and the thick, matted hair covering its body. Boone's immediate reaction was one of both relief and bewilderment. He had survived the encounter, but what had he killed? He had no clear answers. Boone decided to share his experience with his fellow frontiersmen and settlers, describing the creature in vivid detail. His accounts varied slightly over time, but the core elements remained the same: a towering, hairy, man-like beast unlike anything he had seen before. Word of Boone's encounter spread quickly among the frontier communities. His reputation as a skilled hunter and reliable storyteller lent credibility to the tale. As the story traveled, it became embellished with each retelling, mixing fact with fiction. Some versions of the story described the Yahoo as having supernatural powers or being a guardian of the forest. The story also caught the attention of early American writers and chroniclers, who were fascinated by tales of the unexplored wilderness and its potential inhabitants. Boone's encounter with the Yahoo became part of the rich tapestry of American frontier, a narrative that spoke to the mysteries and dangers of the untamed land. Over the years, historians, folklorists, and cryptozoologists have attempted to piece together the truth behind Boone's story. Some suggest that Boone may have encountered a misidentified bear or another large animal, whose appearance and behavior were distorted by fear and the isolation of the wilderness. Others argue that Boone's tale is a classic example of frontier folklore, blending real experiences with imaginative storytelling. Regardless of its origins, the story of Daniel Boone and the Yahoo has endured. It resonates with the timeless human fascination with the unknown and the idea that there are still mysteries lurking in the remote places of the world. Boone's encounter with the Yahoo has become a cornerstone of Bigfoot lore, linking the legendary frontiersman with the enigmatic creature that continues to capture the imagination of people today. In conclusion, the tale of Daniel Boone and the Yahoo is a captivating blend of historical fact and folklore. It reflects the spirit of adventure and the sense of wonder that characterize the American frontier, as well as the enduring allure of cryptozoological mysteries. Whether viewed as a true event or a compelling legend, it remains a significant and intriguing part of American history. So, my friends, what are your thoughts on this story? Do you think that Daniel Boone shot and killed a charging Sasquatch? Or do you think it was just a misidentified bear, which to me doesn't make any sense? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section, and until I upload another video for your entertainment, thank you for watching, and may God bless you and your families. The story of Davy Crockett and Bigfoot. Imagine this, it's the early months of 1836. The vast, untamed wilderness of Texas stretches out as far as the eye can see. Davy Crockett, a man whose name is already steeped in legend, is deep in these uncharted lands, far from the safety of familiar territory. Having left Tennessee behind to join the Texan cause in their fight for independence, Crockett is now facing the unknown. The air is thick with the promise of adventure, but also with an undercurrent of something more sinister. Crockett and his small band of companions have been navigating the dense forests near Nacogdoches for weeks. They hunt for their food, they struggle through the thick brush, and they set up camp wherever they can find some semblance of shelter. It's a hard life, but it's one Crockett is accustomed to. However, nothing could prepare him for what was about to unfold. As the sun began to set one evening, as it brought darkness through the tall pines, Crockett and his men decided to make camp. The fire crackled and popped, its warm glow a small comfort against the pitch black of the night. The men ate their meal in relative silence. The only sounds were the rustling leaves and the occasional hoot of an owl. But that night, something was different. There was an unease in the air that Crockett couldn't quite place. He tried to shake it off as just another of the many anxieties that come with life on the frontier, but this was something deeper. Suddenly, the stillness of the night was shattered by a sound that sent chills down their spines, an unusual growl that seemed to reverberate through the trees. Crockett's companions exchanged nervous glances, their hands moving instinctively to their rifles. Crockett himself felt a prickling of fear, but he remained outwardly calm, his eyes scanning the darkness beyond the firelight. And then they saw it. A figure, tall and imposing, emerged from the dense forest. At first, it was just a silhouette, but as it moved closer, the firelight revealed more. The creature was massive, covered from head to toe in thick, dark hair. Its eyes glowed with an unnatural light, reflecting the flames in a way that seemed almost otherworldly. For a moment that felt like an eternity, man and beast stared at each other. The creature's gaze was intense, almost intelligent, and Crockett couldn't shake the feeling that it was more than just an animal. His men whispered in fear, their rifles trained on the creature, but Crockett raised a hand to signal them to hold their fire. Then, something even more bizarre happened. Crockett felt a strange sensation, as if the creature was communicating with him, not through words, but through thoughts. A clear, unmistakable message formed in his mind, a warning. The creature conveyed a sense of impending doom, a violent death that awaited Crockett in the near future. The feeling was so intense, so real, that it left Crockett shaken to his core. But as suddenly as it had appeared, the creature turned and disappeared back into the forest, leaving Crockett and his men in stunned silence. The rest of the night passed without incident, but the memory of those glowing eyes and that telepathic warning stayed with Crockett. When they finally reached a settlement, Crockett felt an overwhelming need to document what had happened. He penned a letter to his brother-in-law, Abner Bergen, detailing the encounter. He described the creature as best he could, noting the eerie glow of its eyes, the unsettling growl, and the chilling message it had conveyed. The letter, however, has never been produced or verified by historians, and many believe the story to be more folklore than fact. Yet the tale persists, passed down through generations, adding another layer to the already legendary life of Davy Crockett. Was it a figment of Crockett's imagination, brought on by the stress and isolation of frontier life? Or was it a genuine encounter with something beyond our understanding? We may never know for sure. But one thing is certain, the story of Davy Crockett's encounter with a mysterious creature in the Texas wilderness continues to captivate and intrigue, blending the wild adventures of a frontier hero with the enigmatic mysteries of the unknown. But before I end this story, let me share with you the supposed letter that might have been written by Davy Crockett. The letter attributed to Davy Crockett describing his alleged encounter with a Bigfoot-like creature is widely regarded as a piece of folklore rather than a verified historical document. There is no confirmed, original letter written by Crockett that details such an encounter. Most versions of the letter that circulate online and in books are considered to be modern fabrications. Letter to Abner Bergen. Date 1836. Location, near Nacogdoches, Texas. Dear Abner, I am writing to you with the most unsettling and peculiar news. During my travels through the wilds of Texas, I came upon a creature the likes of which I have never seen before. While camping near Nacogdoches, as the night drew close and the fire crackled low, I was overcome with a sense of dread. From the darkness emerged a figure tall and covered in thick hair, with eyes that glowed like hot coals. It stood upright, a fearsome presence that sent chills through my very soul. The creature made no sound, but its presence was commanding and filled me with an otherworldly terror. What happened next defies all explanation. Though it did not speak, I felt its thoughts invade my mind, warning me of a violent death that lay in my future. It was as if the creature could communicate with me through my very thoughts, conveying a message of doom that I could not ignore. I tell you this with the greatest sincerity, though I know it sounds beyond belief. I have faced many dangers in my life, but nothing has shaken me like this encounter. I can only hope that this letter reaches you in good health and that you understand the gravity of my words. Your brother-in-law, David Crockett. There is also another version of Davy Crockett's story, where it was him alone that encountered the creature. It's pretty much the same as this version, but just with Davy Crockett. So, what is your opinions on this? Do you think that the legendary Davy Crockett actually came face to face with a massive Bigfoot, deep within a Texas forest back in 1836? Or do you think that it was just a made-up story, written by someone to try and get attention, or made up by Davy Crockett himself? Let me know down in the comment section.